So today's subject, how many pint glasses do I own? This then is a video that one of my fans, Dominic, has just inspired me to do actually. Just was live a few minutes ago and thought, walked away and thought, fuck it, I'll come back. And I have many glasses. He asked me on live, as it were, on the feed, how many pint glasses, Ruku, do you actually have for your different videos that you do? My answer was many. I have many. So Dominic, if you are watching, which I think you may be now, I'm actually showing you how many pint glasses I have. And if he's not Dominic, then you're going to be shocked. These are what I call borrowed glasses, and then there are some that are bought. The ones that are borrowed, I'll leave that to your imagination on how I acquired them, but it basically involves a little trip down to my local pub or bar. Hey Dominic, there you are. Nice to hear from you. This is a video purely for you. You've made me come back to show the world how many pint glasses I have, including some wine glasses that aren't mine. Obviously I don't drink wine. The wine glasses are my girlfriend's, so here we go. First up is the coloured Coors Light. This is the coloured version with the Rockies. Self-explanatory, frosted glass. As you can see there, very frosty. Cannot see through it. Pretty decent glass. It is a pint. Some of these I don't use in my videos because the etching in the bottom there is not decent enough to create carbonation, so depending on the beer, depends on the glass I would use. That's beer glass number 1. Oh, actually, I acquired this. I actually bought this from a promotional pack of Coors Light. So it's like buy 6 get a free glass. So that one was neither borrowed or bought as such. One of my all-time favourite glasses I never use a lot of is the Chimay. Chimay being a Belgian beer. Lovely stand with the cut glass there. Big Chimay letters. Nice gold trim that's probably a bit knackered by now. It's like more like a silver. Had this glass for many years. I bought this a long time ago. And you can see there the beautiful cut stem that runs through. So this is like a mini wine glass. Often drink Chimay Blue, my favourite beer amongst many. I don't use this because the etching in the bottom is not good enough and it doesn't produce enough carbs. So unless I'm drinking a flat beer or a porter, a stout or a very strong beer, you'll see me using this glass in my videos. That being said, that is a 330. So it's not a full pint, but it's a 330. Your classic pub standard glass. You'll see these glasses typically in England and Ireland. This one was borrowed. Borrowed from one of my locals way back, I think, when I was about... I was trying to work this out now, this is quite a long time ago. When I was about... I think I got this one about 22. I'm a lot older than that, obviously. Guess my age, you win a point. Yeah, I use this quite regularly. As you can see, the etching there, very good. Standard typical pint glass. Got out with this quite easily. What we typically did was, I think this one, before I met my girlfriend, this was before I met her. I've been with her now 8 years. Still going strong. Not engaged, no kids. But this one I end up walking out with just straight out the fire exit, no questions asked. As you do. Pissed as anything, just straight out the fucking door, let's go. Yeah, that was actually on my friend's cousin's 21st. I borrowed that and it's never been returned since. Don't know why I'm laughing, it's not even funny. The typical San Miguel glass, absolutely love it. And there you go, San Miguel. Nice etching on the back there. This is like a chalice. I use this quite a lot because it's got a great etching in the bottom there, as you can probably just work out. Like a wheat harvest. I don't know what it is, just of a flour. I don't know, wheat grain, who knows. I use this a lot. It produces great carbonation. You can hold it well. It fits under the hand in between. If you do the old Star Trek shit thing, goes straight in the fingers. Grab. Genius. Or you could just hold it normally. Doesn't matter. It feels comfortable in any which way you hold this. I always wanted one of these, so I went out and bought one of those. This was in a set. I think I had this and 2 bottles of San Miguel with it, and it cost me like about £5. So that's four glasses. I'm only just getting warmed up. This one, the old Becks Beer. So the Becks, you can see that Becks Beer. It has the word imported on the side, on both sides, and is a very square shape, which is odd. Again, I use this a lot in my videos because of the etching there. You can see circle, lots of dots. Streaming carbonation looks and makes the beer look so much better. A little bit of a trade secret there. Has the word Veer on one side as well. You can't really see that. I've got nothing to really illuminate that, but you can just about make it out. I actually won this as when they were releasing this glass. I can't remember how many years ago. I think when I was about 19, 18, even 19. Becks were giving away free glasses, and the only catch was you had to go on their website, fill in your address details, and basically they send you a free glass. It's as easy as that. You did not pay any postage, any packaging. This was completely free, not borrowed, not bought as such. It was completely free. Who gets shit for free nowadays? No one. So to me that was like winning the lottery. That's 5 pint glasses. Boy oh boy, this gets good. I can vaguely remember how I got this one. A borrowed glass. This is a Carling glass. I think this is the old style now. I think there's a newer style in this. Says Carling on both sides, and it's got this weird indentation which you can't see. But you've got the Burton-on-Trent logo there, which is from England, if you didn't know that. Very tall. Again, I use this in quite a lot of my videos because of the etching in the bottom is very good. It's a striking glass, and there's like a slight, as you can see, slight indentation there on both sides. And the ribbing around here as well, as you can see. I just think it's visually a stunning glass. I can't remember how I acquired this. I'm sure this was borrowed. Can't remember where from. Again, probably one of the pubs that I visited sometime. There is a story behind most of these glasses, and when I do get to them I will tell you the story. 6 pint glasses. Right, this one of my all-time favourites. This was borrowed on my uncle's 40th birthday, I do believe, from a tennis club. He belonged to a tennis club. He doesn't play tennis. His wife's brother, so his brother-in-law plays tennis. Absolute tennis nut. He's in his 70s, I think, 60s now, but he's very physically fit. We had a lock-in. If you don't know what a lock-in is, it basically means that a pub or a bar is only open, say, from 9 in the morning till 11 at night. We went past the 11 at night stage, and they locked us in physically, and was giving us free pints for the whole night. Man, I was so smashed. We ordered a cab, and I couldn't even get into the cab because I was that smashed. And as it happened, oh my god, yeah, that needs a bit of a clean. Okay. Didn't see that. I've got an imperfection on the glass. That's because somebody, probably my girlfriend, didn't do the washing up properly. But we'll skip over that bit. Very, very stunning. These weird hexagon shapes around. Very, very striking. It has the number 4 at the bottom, which is a good etching, 4%, as you can see. Bears the word Stella 4, triple filtered, for a smoother outcome. And on the side there, in a giant 4%, yeah, so I stumbled in a cab with this, snuck it, well, actually I didn't sneak it, I just walked straight out the door again, pissed as a fart and just went for it. Fuck it, don't look back, you run, you fucking get out of there. It's like a Mission Impossible, just go, go, go. Yeah, so there's that one. Okay, so this one I have doubles of. This is more of a him and her scenario because I love this glass. Don't use it often because obviously there's no etching in the bottom, but my girlfriend absolutely loved it. So therefore I had to buy her one, didn't I? It cost me double the money. Worth it. These are of course the Carlsberg elephant glasses. So if I show you one there. It's like a goblet long shape, flute-like, and here, as you can see in the stem, there is a beautifully carved elephant, and to me that is just utter craftsmanship. Utter craftsmanship. And there you go, it bears the Carlsberg elephant on there. There is no etching in the bottom actually, it's just pure, so still a kind of price thing on there. Look. That's how we could tell his and hers. This is hers, this is mine. Yeah, so we have double of these. Him and hers glasses, fans, because my girlfriend wanted one. I had to buy her one, didn't I? Cost me more fucking money. Did I get the money back? No. Would I ask her for the money back? No. I would get a slap. What are we on now? We're on about 10 or 11, I think. 9. Okay. We are on 9 glasses now, and there's still more to come. Another borrowed glass is a glass from long ago. This is a Carling Extra Cool glass. It just bears the logo Carling Extra Cold on both sides. Again, I use this quite a lot in my videos. And it actually says in the bottom there, if you can see the reverse, it actually says spot on. And I like that etching because again the carbonation comes through. And yeah, this was borrowed from a pub. Funny story about this one. I actually nearly got caught. I was actually drinking. I think I was with my mates. So I wasn't with my girlfriend at this point. I was with my mates drinking this, and I was like, guys, I need to get out of this fucking glass. I want this glass. You know, it's just like things you do in it. So we turned around, and I was like, dude, we need to get it. And he was like, how the fuck are we going to get it? I said, I don't know, but I'll think of something. Anyway, at this point, I was chatting up some really stunning girl. And I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. She was really stunning. Boobs out here, very physically pretty. And I forgot all about this until my mate come back and nudged me. He was like, hey, you know, Ruku, the glass, you know. I was like, oh yeah, shit, sorry mate, yeah. Downed what I had left of it. So then I was like, how did I get it out? What did I do? I did exactly this. As if that's not obvious, straight up the sleeve. Got away with it though, I look like Popeye, but I got away with it. How stupid you got to be. And I think I've had this glass since I was 18 years old. So yeah, it's always been a favourite of mine. Nothing says sneaking out of a pub with a glass up your sleeve. I mean, as if the bouncers don't know. One of my all-time favourites, and I'm proud that I got this, was another borrowed glass from the pub. This is the Erdginger, so this is a wheat beer. Yeah, that is an option, Dominic. Didn't think of that at the time. I was pretty pissed. You know, you just don't think of these stuff when you've had a few. This one I nicked from the pub chain, which I can't name, but it's within the I can't think. Within the sky, shall we say? There is in the solar system we have a sun and a something else, and there are certain dots in the sky. So if you put the two together, that's where I got this from. And yes, obviously quite right, I do like this glass as well. One of my favourites. You can see special friend. I do like this as well. Well commented, obviously, well observed. Very good. And there is 2 versions of this. There's this version, and I had the original version that said 150 rather than the Wesbeer. Has no etching on the bottom. Completely empty. But it's tall, it's long, and it feels good in the hand. You can grab it like a dumbbell and start working out. It's really cool, and It is bottom heavy, don't get me wrong, when you've got your beer in there, it's very bottom heavy. Because as you can see, it has a thick base. Very, very thick base. Yeah, absolutely special, friend, just like a flute. I don't know what they call these glasses in German. I don't know if there is a particular name for these types of style glasses, but I don't care. I absolutely love this glass. My pride and joy. My previous one, I ended up smashing it. And this was borrowed from the pub, courtesy of my girlfriend. We got it in her, if you're American, purse. If you're English, British, then in her handbag. Too big to slip up my sleeve or inside my jacket. And yeah, I told her to handbag it, as we call it. There is a knack to doing it. Years of perfection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that now brings us up to 11 glasses. And yes, we're still going. By all means, if you want to put bets in now, place your bets now on screen to how many glasses I may have before I get to the end of this video. And if you can guess correctly, the winner will get a shout out on my next video. Yeah, a little bit dusty, this one. They've changed the design of this now, but this is Duvel. Absolutely love this. This design was the original design, and there is a lot of history to this glass, and I know it sounds really stupid, but when they first brewed Duvel, they stuck with this glass. They physically had a person that brewed the beer, which is a family-run business, which is the Moorgate family. They then employed someone who basically had to design the glass, and they stuck with very precise measurements. So this measurement here was like, say, 2 inches, no more than that, and the circumference was like 30 centimetres and all that shit. But there you go, it's a very striking glass, and I love that gold lettering as well. Just simple but effective. And again, I use this because you can do the Spock style, hold it, slip it in. Slip it in! Look like I'm fingering someone. Welcome to the sex channel with Ruku, how to finger your glass. There you go, you can hold it perfectly, it's comfortable. So we've got two current guesses at the moment. We've got 30 and 32 glasses, so who's going to be closest? But yeah, there you go. Etching, there is an etching, you can't see it, but it's a very tiny D of representing the D there. And also they have now renewed this. The new glass I absolutely hate. It's just with a big letter D, and it's a red letter D. It just looks shit. I don't want the new glass. It looks terrible. Oh yeah. Another strikingly nice glass is the Carlsberg. I think this is the older glass now. I don't know if there's a newer one than this. I can't keep track. States Carlsberg on both sides and has this weird swirly design that runs through. Again, I can't really show you, but if you can get it in the light, you can just see the line that comes. Fantastic etching in this. You can see the circle there. Lots of mini dots. And again, one of my favourites. I use it in my videos a lot because of the carbonation that the etching gives. Always rushes, always produces a decent head. This one is also borrowed. Just states there 1847. This one is also borrowed. Very tall. We got this again from my girlfriend's handbag. We decided to, well, I decided to ask her if she'd kindly place it in there, which she didn't. So there was some tactical moves which I won't discuss because I don't think is appropriate to, but there was certain techniques we used to get out with this particular glass, and we nearly got caught. The bouncer, because at the time my friend, I must add, decided to borrow a glass at the same time using the sleeve technique, as I mentioned, and made it so obvious. And the bouncer was like, "Ha ha, very funny, you know, you're a funny man." Didn't stop him though, walking out with a fucking glass, which but on the other hand, I did. So a very, very close call. Okay. One that I borrowed recently, only in the last month or so, was the new Foster's glass. Absolutely love it. Love this as well, the F and the the rays that it brings on the side. From Melbourne, obviously Australia. Technically not an Australian beer, but loving the hexagonal design at the base. Very, very sturdy when it's upright. And you've got the Foster's etching. Couldn't think of the word there. Foster's etching. You've got the word there on, I don't know if that's the right way. You don't know if you can see that. It says Melbourne 1888. Again, nice to hold. The hexagonal design, it tapers up and it veers off, so it almost feels a little bit uncomfortable in the hand, but actually on the reverse grip, you can grip it very well. Oh yeah, the Foster's symbol at the back there. Big F for Foster's. This was a handbag job. Absolutely clean glass. Usually I drink from the glasses that I borrow. This was given due to too many rounds of drinks. There was about 10 to 12 of us drinking, and this was about 10 minutes away from where I live in a really big pub. The pub chain that I mentioned that's in the solar system, which I can't name. Also named after a spoon as well, if that helps. Hintity hint. But yeah, we got out with this, and it was a clean glass, and my friend was like, "Oh, is that my glass?" I said, no, I'm not drinking Foster's. I was drinking Chimay Blue at the time, funny enough, which no pubs ever sell. And yeah, do you know what? I dismissed this glass. I nearly didn't want it. I'm looking at it and I thought, nah, too many glasses now. I have too many in my collection. So I don't know why, but something in my head just said, fuck it, let's go nick it. And I did. In a handbag, relatively quick, just grab the glass, boom, down, go. Don't tell no one. So yeah, so that's quite a few borrowed glasses now, but we still got quite a few to go. So let's just have a little recap, shall we? We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's about 15 glasses now, so we're getting there. Right, so this one, everyone, and if you are a man, you will understand why you must have this glass. And if you don't have this glass, then there's something seriously wrong with you. The Stella Artois. If you haven't got this glass, you need to get it. Every man has this. If you don't, your dad does. If your dad don't, your granddad does. So there's no excuses not to have this glass. And don't tell me they don't serve Stella where you are, because that's utter bullshit. Everyone has Stella. One of my favourite beers up until they changed the recipe. There you go. See, Dominic's got one. See, Dominic, I love it. See, he's got one. This is. See what I mean? Every man has to have a Stella Artois glass, or a chalice, as they call them. As you can see, the little star there. Originally intended, Stella Artois was a Christmas beer, only ever released around Christmas time. But due to commercial demand and the taste for it, everyone said, fuck that, let's bring it out permanent, and they did. This is now an official beer, not a Christmas beer like the Belgians produce, although it would have been a shit Christmas beer. There are better and stronger Christmas beers available. On the back there you can just about make out it says contains barley and wheat with the things there, and the etching of a star. And there was a moral, and I can't remember why there was a star and the horn, but the horn and the star represent something. Again, a very sort of top-heavy glass, but again fits well in the hand. Does a job. Also produces very good carbonation in the etching. I can't remember how I got this. Was this? I want to say my 20th or my 21st. I can't remember where I got this. Let me try and think back. I think, if I remember rightly, this was a double act. This was a get out the fire exit in your girlfriend's bag, if I remember. Or was it? I can't remember. Do you know what? I generally can't remember. I think that was the case, but this is another borrowed glass either way. One of my most recent ones that I've bought, there are very few of them. The Lef Royale, I love Lef 9, Lef Royale, there's lots of them I love, more or less every single one. You can see there the gold, I mean that is just a thing of beauty, and this twizzling on the stem there, absolutely stunning. That is craftsmanship at its best. And you've got what represents, which I'll show you in a second, there is a crown in there. This is obviously a Belgian beer as well, but as you can see there, the crown, and that is implicated in the stem of the beer, the gold trim. Now unfortunately there's a tiny etching which you probably can't see in the bottom there. No. Okay. But basically it is of the crown. This is an oversized wine glass, and to me, you know, you don't get no carbonation as such, but when you use this glass you have to pour straight. Right, special friend, you'd know exactly what I'm on about the Stella Artois. Again, I agree. See, when it was 5.2, I loved the stuff. It had a twang, it was more flavour, but now they've changed it. It's just shit in my eyes. Could be, I mean, could be wrong. Most people love it now, but I used to like it when it was called Wife Beater, and they call it Wife Beater for a reason. But there you go, very, very physically stunning glass there. This cost me, I think, around about £4 to £8 if I remember rightly. So quite expensive, but worth every penny for the visual alone. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so this one is just the standard left glass. This is the oversized wine glass. Again, it represents the Abbey of where it was brewed in Belgium. And yeah, very, very massive on the inside. Look at that, it's like a goldfish. I can, look at that, I can actually put my fist in. That's how, yeah, the reason why they call it so is because it was strong and you'd go home, try and have an argument and play on your wife. yeah, that's exactly why they call it wife beater. Yeah, Dominic nailed it. Basically, they called it wife beater because there was something in it that made you angry. I know I still actually have to this day, which I may show at the end of this video. I have the original Stella Artois that was 5.2 unopened, and I think the expiry date on it was like 2006, so it's well out of date, not even drinkable anymore, but I kept it for whatever reason. But yeah, you can put your fist in. That's how large this thing is. No etching again in the bottom, just blank. Perfect for pouring straight into. Don't tilt, pour straight. Produces small but quick head. Ideal for wine, easy to hold again like this, or even like this. It just fits well, doesn't matter which way. And I only paid a mere £8 for that, so I thought that was a good bargain. Right, let's recap now. Let's see how many we've got. That's 17 pint glasses now. 17. And we're still going. This one was actually bought as a birthday present, as kind of a joke, but you know, it's one of those cheap glasses that you get as a novelty gift. You all know the ones I'm on about. This is the one I never use in videos because it has no etching and it just makes the beer look flat, but I do like it. It is, of course, a thick glass with an upside down bottle in it, and when you pour a liquid in there you can actually see what looks like an upside down bottle design. It's very, very cool, something different for the mass market. Very, very thick edged as well. I mean, you can just see the thickness of that glass. Shit, nearly broke it. No etching, straight away through. But it is so cool. Look at that. That's the bottle end, and it just curves up as the net to the bottle. Yeah, bought as a birthday present. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. If anything, I tend to drink soft drinks out of that, purely because it has no etching, and I don't see the point. I mean, it looks visually stunning on camera, but actually it doesn't do the head any good. Right, we're slowly weaning down now, so my next favourite, which is a religion of mine, I drink this beer every Christmas without fail, and I have done for the last 5 years. Always has to be out of this glass as well, because it's the fashion. You have to do it. If you have a pint glass, i.e. the Stella chalice, you have to drink a Stella out of it. For me, it's this. It's the Delirium Noel. I've used this in a few videos. Again, doesn't produce no carbonation, but again, I like it for the stronger beers, the beers that don't give carbonation so much. There is no etching, but what is lovely about this, look at the design. Delirium Noel, so it means Mad Christmas if you want to translate. Very visually stunning with Santa Claus and the pink elephants, because apparently that's what you see when you drink this, is pink elephants. And there are 3 lots of pink elephants all the way around, as you can see. So you can see one there, one, so awkward to do, one round about there, and then obviously this visual one here. A nice little gold trim that is now becoming depleted over the years of usage. Very handy, very small, but again, works like the chalice. You can come under, or you can physically just grab in a sort of claw fashion and just drink. So yeah, I bought this one. That was quite expensive, if I remember right. I'm sure this was near enough about £6, which was fucking expensive. But this was the only one they had at the time, so I paid every single penny. You know, loved it in Noel, and I still drink it to this day. It's a 10% Belgian beer. 10%. It's very, very different. If you haven't tried it, I recommend it. It's a bastard to get, but if you can get it, drink it. Now then, another borrowed glass with a good story to it. This one, this is the Orangey Boom, or Orangey Boom as I think it's pronounced. I got told off by someone from Holland who basically says the pronunciation to how I pronounce this beer makes them cringe. So I'm presuming it's Orangey Boom, not Orangey, although it's spelled Orangey. It's just very simple. Orangey Boom in cool, sort of almost graffiti-like letters on both ends of the glass. And again, a very small etching of the word Orangey Boom with a little circle around it. It produces, again, decent to moderate carbonation. Tall, slim, streamline from the front. Looks like a plain glass. Round on the side, you've got the letters that stand up beautifully. I ended up getting this from my friend's 21st birthday party many years ago. It was a surprise birthday party. And they did this on tap, which not many places do. If you're like me, you tend to get around a bit. You do find what goes and what doesn't go. And this was at a rugby club, so I knew full well that the beer would be pretty shit. It'd probably consist of Foster's, Carlsberg, Carlin, all the shitty beer. But then when they done this on tap, I was like, yes, my prayers have been answered. Thank you, God. There is a God. So over the moon with this. And yeah, I think I must have drunk at least 6 or 7 pints of this, and I mean, I was on it that night. I'm quite a big drinker anyway. I can drink a fair hefty bit, but for me at that age, I think I was only 22 at the time. I was drinking 10, 12 pints a day. Well, not a day, but of a night on a good session, depending on the company that I'm with. Obviously, a really decent night out that was. Rugby club, so I basically got a pint of this. Downed one, and I kept holding my glass, kept getting it refilled, in fear that a glass collector may come and get this, or the bar person may take it behind the bar and give me a fresh one that isn't in its glass. They may substitute the glass, is what I'm saying. So then what I decided to then do was do the simple thing that I knew best, and that was simply, at the end of the night, keep hold of it as long as I could. I then had this much in the glass, so this much Orangey, or Orangey Boom as it's called. I then went outside, and there was a bit of a pathway, so you've got your main building here, say, and there was at least a 200, maybe 300 metre stretch of driveway with massive fields backing on here where they play rugby. So there was a few plant plots near the entrance / exit, and there was only one way in and one way out. Very risky, could get caught. As I come out, I simply placed it behind some flowers, so behind a flower pot. The big industrial flower pots, they're very square, quite tall, 2-3 foot high, very deep, you could sit on them. And my girlfriend was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to place it there. I'm going to come back for this. So she was like, okay, fair enough. Went in, got another pint, I was happy. The night wound down, good night, said our goodbyes, and then luckily for me, the glass was still there. Picked it up, walked straight out the double doors. These were big metal iron gates. They don't let people in lightly until you remember. I just walked out with a one-of-a-kind Orangey glass. So that made my night. That was one of my friend's 21st birthdays. So yeah, another borrowed glass. Hope you guys are keeping track of this. Right, now then, this is a blast from the past. I've not even seen this in pubs for, well, I don't think since the last 4 or 5 years, maybe more. It is, of course, the old Kronenbourg style. A very different glass now. It says 1664 around the edge. This was borrowed the same night as, I think, I don't know, the glass that I described earlier about chatting up the girl with the big tits. Yeah, I nicked this at the same day, so I had this also at my other arm. And then you can see there it's got that sort of frosted band around it that sort of stops and then starts. Again, quite a decent wide glass, and then it narrows out. It narrows in the centre here, and you've got the etching there as well with the cross 1664. So it's representing this just at the bottom here. You know, again, I like this glass. Easy to handle. Grab it at the slimmer part, or you can grab it at the top part. It feels a bit heavy that way, but grab it there, fine. Again, good carbonation when doing my videos. It's nice and easy. But yeah, this one went up my sleeve after I chatted some girl up before I met my girlfriend many years before. And yeah, I walked out with 2 of them looking like Popeye. You know, massive forearms, just walking out. Starting to run out of space on the counter behind now, so we're not far, we're near at the end, so we'll see who's got the best bet. And if you're cheating, and if you're watching this on the rerun, and you're going to say, oh, you've got XY glasses, knowing full well that's the right amount, then you're a cheater, you're a liar, you've done it to yourself. You're not a true guesser. Shame. This one, another borrowed glass. You might not recognise it, but it is in fact the first Coors Light glass, to my knowledge. If I can get that in the light, you can see the words Coors Light. A very, very cool way of writing Coors, actually, very graffiti-like. Frosted, you can't see in it, and it will remain like that even when you've got beer in it. I never use this, never use it, because you can't see the beer, so I never use it in my videos, although I wish I often used it, but I don't, because you can't see the beer. You can see just on the back there what looks like is their version of a mountain. You can see that, their version of the Rockies, as it were. And also it bears just around, you might not be able to pick it up because it's so frosty, but it actually says around the bottom there, the taste of the Rockies. This one I borrowed when I was living at home with my parents. Yeah, I think I was about 18 again. Went into the pub, and this was round about the time that Coors Light was never really commercially available on tap in the UK. No one had ever really heard of Coors Light. They were like, what the hell's Coors Light? Little did we know, years later, this is now the substitute of Foster's. But they did Coors Light, and it cost me about £3.60 even back in those days. You know, this was still mega money for a pint. And the landlord, he was an alcoholic, a miserable bastard, absolutely miserable bastard. Kind of figures you work in a job whereby you are tempted. You know, your old habit is haunting you. Well, don't fucking work in a pub, dickhead. But anyway, can't stand a geezer, but anyway, yeah, I ended up getting out with this, and I nearly got caught because the owner of the bar was keeping his eye on me. I think he knew that I was eyeing this up, and what I ended up doing was I took the pint, I veered my way around the bar, because the way that the bar was designed was more of a horseshoe, and the horseshoe on one certain end here, this end here, would lead you to the toilet. I then made my way and positioned myself near the toilet, drink, and then when it got to about so far down, and obviously time was getting on before closure, simply went in the toilet with it, quickly downed it, and then, if I remember rightly, I put it in my inside pocket of my coat. Had to breathe in a lot because it was in my stomach, so obviously after having a few beers you tend to blow it out, so your stomach's more like that. I had to breathe in heavily, so it was nice and square. And yeah, I managed to get out, but he was eyeballing me the minute I come out of that toilet, and I think he knew that I'd borrowed the glass. Well, if you pay $3.60 for a pint, you might as well take the fucking glass with you. This one is a very, very odd one. I'd never seen it really much. You can buy these on eBay, or you used to be able to. This is, of course, the Stella Artois mini chalice. It represents, not very clear, but it represents the horn of the Stella, with the lines radiating. And I'm getting messages from Facebook now, lovely stuff. Yeah, and then it represents like a little, I don't know if you can see the grooves here, and the Stella Stein there. Very small chalice, it's not even a real pint, it's probably not even a 330, it's probably a 275. Bought this round where I live, and I bought it as an Easter present to myself, as again they were selling this little glass with 2 bottles of Stella back when it was 5.2, so I had to buy it before I had the massive chalice that we know and love today. The old Foster's glass now, the one that I've used up until recently. You'll probably remember this if you're in England, you'll recognise this. Has the F at the back there, that's almost like in a join 2 bands. A circular bottom with the etching of the Foster's F. Again, use this in my videos a fair bit because of the etching, it's very good. Produces that carbonation. Again, this was a borrowed glass. I got this from where my girlfriend lives. It was her local, if I remember correctly. The pub was weirdly designed. You're going to laugh at this, but it was weirdly designed. No signs leading anywhere. And it wasn't just me, but there was one other friend that did the same thing as me. We both needed to go to the toilet, not at the same time, but you know, there was a concession about an hour. He went and I went. We both ended up somehow into the kitchen, and there before me stood the pub chef chopping away with his meat cleaver at some vegetables, and you know, I was sitting there in the kitchen going, what the fuck, I'm only coming here to go to the toilet. Completely didn't know where the fuck I was, you know, and then someone come up to me, I think it was a waitress, was like, oh, you looking for the toilet? I was like, yeah, how did you know? Are you psychic or something? She started laughing, and of course said, no, I'm not, but your friend has just done exactly the same thing, and started laughing. Yeah, thanks, love. Guided me to the toilet safely, and in the toilet I managed to stash this as well, so you know, that was my last pint. Stashed it in between my waistband, my trousers, or pants if you're American. I was wearing sweatpants if you're American, or tracksuit bottoms if you're English. Nice give, you know, gives a nice give to it, and you can get it around the waistband, and you can get out in a pub or a bar with these quite easily doing that technique, so that's exactly what I did. Alright, so we've got 4 left, and these are sadly all of my girlfriends. These are all wine glasses. So I don't use these in my videos, as I'm not going to count them, but I will show you them just because I can, while I've got them out. I'm going to do these in quick concession because I think they're boring, and I don't like wine glasses. Wine glasses suck. Can we get that as well? 3, 2, 3. I don't know how many I can fit on here, but there you go. That's a lot. I'll hold this one because that's the last of them. Look at that. That's lovely. Look at roses. And this one is actually glass, and she got as a gift present with some chocolate truffles and 2 bottles of small wine. I do believe rosé. This one, was this the... Always have trouble with this one. I think this is a glass one. This was nicked from, borrowed from my local at the time. Again, straight in the handbag. She loved it. First ever pint glass she got, straight in the handbag, gone. This one I actually inherited from when I used to live back at home with mum and dad. I don't know why I ended up taking that. I think it was just in the collection and I just took it. Small glass wine. Simple. And then finally, this one is deceiving. This is actually a plastic wine glass. As you can probably hear. Oh, it's actually got some damage on it. Wow. I think we've got some. Oh my god, we've got some damage on it. Wow. I don't know if you can see that in the stem, but we have some damage. Look, you see that damage there? Look, there's a slight crack. Then you come round here. Look, look. There's another crack there. Oh dear. She won't be happy. Again, very large. Can't quite get your fist in there, but the size of that. Yep, that's okay, Dominic. That's fine, mate. I'm at the end there anyway, but what I'm going to do is quickly reframe what I've got over there, and if you watch this back, then you'll see how many pint glasses I have. So I'm not going to count the wine glasses. But this is plastic, ideal because we got this because of when you go out in beer gardens, they're a bit tetchy with taking glasses out there because people in England have a tendency to fight each other and glass people. So yeah, they substituted the glass for plastic. Right, so fans, this is the moment where you find out how many I actually do own. So here we go. I'm going to bring you over now. There you go, can you see my collection? That is my whole entire collection of pint glasses, all different sizes, different shapes. There is a lot there, some you will see, some you probably won't pick up. There you go. How many do I have? Here we go. I'm going to put them over, I'll stick this down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to count them and transfer them to here, so keep track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shit, 6, 7, 8, 9, don't know if I'm going to have room for this, 10, I think that was, I've lost count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, we're halfway to 30, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So there you go. There you go, fans. I have 24 pint glasses. So if you got 30 or 20 or something like that line, then you just won yourself a shout out. So Dominic, you was closest out of the two that are watching this live. You will now get a shout out in my next video, so I'll be doing that shortly. But there you have it. There are those many glasses, and it takes up a lot of room. I have my own cupboard designed for these glasses. It's called Picking a Cupboard, telling your missus that you're going to overhaul it with pint glasses and she has to deal with it. I also have, subsequently, 4 wine glasses as well, so if you want to count those, that would bring it up to roughly about 30, so yeah, thereabouts. So there you go, fans. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that some of my stories of how I acquired some of these, or borrowed, has been entertaining. Yeah, just let me know what you think, really. Let me know about your collection, what glasses you've liked out of my collection, or you know what you think that you're going to get in your collection, and tell me some stories about yours as well, how you acquired some of your glasses, if they're as dodgy as mine. Right, fans, I'm going to sign off. So Dominic and special friend, well, Dominic's actually now left, so special friend, it's been nice. Don't forget, comment, subscribe and like on my channel. And yeah, join me next time when I'll be going back to the craft beers that I'm reviewing currently. Each month will be of a different country. Couldn't get my words out there. Different country. So yeah,
when I turn to craft beer, as I said before in that video, I can't. I love my well beer. But until then, fans, thanks for watching, and join me next time when I'll be promoting or using some of these glasses in my videos, so you'll probably end up recognising them, and when you do, you can say you saw it here first. Thanks for watching, fans. Join me next time for some more beer.